ladies and gentlemen. I believe you understand right now the background of the Polish-Lithuanian and not only relations. Let me proceed to the most delighting for me part of tonight's ceremony, to the Night of Freedom Award. Ladies and gentlemen, it's already 15 years of tradition that the Kazimierz Puławski Foundation has an honor to recognize outstanding leaders from many fields, from politics, from academia, from diplomacy, even from business or human rights. Diversity of the Nights of Freedoms that we had a chance to recognize is quite immense. And I don't know if, Professor Davis, you remember, you were among the first. This is one of our Nights of Freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege, on behalf of the Kazimierz Puławski Foundation, which you might already know a bit, but it's my duty to remind you that we are the leading Polish think tank. And this is the British Prospect magazine that recognized us as naming the best EU international affairs think tank. I don't know if it's true, but they say that. They were writing about it in media. But since the United States is a guest country this year, I'm also obliged to remind you a bit who was General Kazimierz Puławski. He was a man of honor. He was a noble officer in the Polish army. He was forced, because of Russians, to leave Poland, and he found his new homeland over Atlantic in the United States, where he became not only American Revolutionary War hero, but he also helped to create American cavalry. He was the founder of American cavalry, and he is actually, till the end of communism, he was more recognizable in the United States than in Poland because of his issues with Russians. He was not well promoted and educated among in the Polish schools. But since we are at the Warsaw Security Forum, it's worth reminding that he also saved in a battle life of George Washington, in a battle of Brandywine. I don't know if brandy and wine has something in common with our gala, but it happened then. What would happen if this Pole, who was forced to leave, wouldn't defend the life of George Washington? We see on this very example how important are individuals who change our realities. General Puławski was devoted above all to three universal values: freedom, justice, and democracy. I believe they are very valid these days, sometimes even more. Preservation of our hard-won freedom requires constant vigilance, effort, and occasional sacrifice. And Puławski knew it only well because he sacrificed his life in battle. This is why even today it is important that we recognize outstanding contributions of those who help us to understand our past, to fight for our interests, and to remind us the difference between the right and wrong. These exceptional individuals we recognize each year as Knights of Freedom. This year, the Night of Freedom Award, a handmade replica of General Puławski's saber, will be awarded to President Dalia Grybauskaitė. President of Lithuania from 2009 until 2019, just a few weeks ago. 2 months. Well, time flies. Time flies. President Grybauskaitė is not only the first woman to hold the position of president of Lithuania, but she is also the first president re-elected for a second consecutive term. Madam President before served as a Minister of Finance. I must say, like in every home, usually a woman is a Minister of Finance, at least it's in mine, as well as the European Commissioner for Financial Programming and the Budget from 2004 until 2009. And I have to say it, that she is often referred as the Iron Lady or the Steel Magnolia. So I believe that saber will fit you well. This award recognizes her exceptional effort in fight for security and defense of Lithuania. But not only, but also Baltic states, but also Poland, but also our transatlantic community. But as well, we would like to recognize Madam President for her firm stand on Russia and Russian invasion in Ukraine. By granting her this award, we hope to demonstrate our respect, admiration for her achievements, and above all, to thank her for her service. Ladies and gentlemen, today we say thank you to a great friend and staunch ally of Poland, Europe, and the whole transatlantic community, Dalia Grybauskaitė. Before I will invite our special guest and Minister Paweł Soloch, who will share remarks on behalf of the President of Poland, and I believe his own as well, and himself, I would like to invite you all to watch a short movie, just a couple of minutes, so you understand who we are talking about and what this wonderful woman did and how hard work it was. And it is a privilege for us to distinguish Madam President with an award, more than for her to receiving it from us. So please join me in watching this short movie.
After the foreign policy, Excellencja Lietuvos Respublikos Prezidentė.
Man čia puštai. Jūs pritūpkit
Ladies and gentlemen, please invite with me Madam President and Minister Soloch and to the podium, to the stage. Madam President, where do you prefer?
I was told here.
Yes, of course. Yes, please, absolutely. Panie Ministrze, proszę o zabranie głosu. I will invite Minister Soloch, Head of National Security Bureau, to deliver remarks on behalf of President of Poland and himself about Madam President.
Szanowna Pani Prezydent, po pierwsze chciałbym, to jest dla mnie zaszczyt, że mogę w imieniu mojego prezydenta przedstawić jego słowa skierowane do Pani, ale przede wszystkim prezydent prosił mnie o usprawiedliwienie swojej nieobecności na dzisiejszej uroczystości z tego powodu, że bierze udział w spotkaniu Grupy Wyszehradzkiej.
Distinguished Madam President, first of all, I would like to stress that it is a great honor for me to address the words of the Polish President to you, but also I would like to justify his absence because the Polish President today takes part in the meeting of the Visegrad Group.
Szanowna Pani Prezydent, Szanowni Państwo, mam zaszczyt przedstawić list Pana Prezydenta Rzeczypospolitej Polskiej Andrzeja Dudy skierowanej do Pani Prezydent Dalii Grybauskaitė.
Distinguished Madam President, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure and honor to read out to you the letter of the President of Poland, Mr. Andrzej Duda, addressed to Madam President of Lithuania, Mrs. Dalia Grybauskaitė.
Szanowna Pani Prezydent, z wielką radością i satysfakcją przyjąłem wiadomość o uhonorowaniu Pani przez Fundację imienia Kazimierza Pułaskiego Nagrodą Rycerz Wolności.
Distinguished Madam President, it was with great joy and satisfaction that I learned about your being honored with the Knight of Freedom Award conferred upon by the Kazimierz Pułaski Foundation.
Piastując szereg ważnych i odpowiedzialnych stanowisk, odegrała Pani doniosłą rolę w procesie integracji Litwy ze strukturami euroatlantyckimi i europejskimi.
While serving in a number of important and responsible positions, you played a landmark role in the process of integration of Lithuania with the Euro-Atlantic and European structures.
A po jej akcesji do Unii Europejskiej została Pani pierwszym litewskim komisarzem europejskim odpowiedzialnym najpierw za edukację i kulturę, a następnie za programowanie finansowe i budżet.
And after the accession of Lithuania to the European Union, you became the first Lithuanian EU commissioner, responsible first for education and culture, followed by the financial programming and budget portfolio.
Pani służba na tym stanowisku sprzyjała spójności całej Unii Europejskiej, zwiększając jednocześnie jej wrażliwość na sprawy naszego regionu.
Your service in that position was conducive to the forging of coherence of the entire European Union, and simultaneously it increased the sensitivity of the community to the matters of our region.
Doceniając Pani zasługi, obywatele Litwy wybrali Panią w 2009 roku na urząd prezydenta.
In recognition of the services rendered, the citizens of Lithuania elected you to the office of president in 2009.
Sprawując go w pełnym wyzwań czasie, wykazywała się Pani aktywnością na forum europejskim i stanowczą postawą wobec ekspansywnej polityki Rosji.
During your term, which coincided with a challenging period, you demonstrated activeness in the European Forum and you adopted a firm stance towards the expansionist policy pursued by Russia.
Jako prezydent Rzeczypospolitej Polskiej chciałbym w szczególny sposób podkreślić Pani starania o wzmocnienie bezpieczeństwa całej wschodniej flanki NATO.
In my capacity as President of the Republic of Poland, I wish to place a particular focus on your efforts to boost the security of the entire NATO's eastern flank.
Strategiczna adaptacja Sojuszu Północnoatlantyckiego, której jednym z rezultatów było ustanowienie na szczycie w Warszawie w 2016 roku wzmocnionej obecności wojskowej sił sojuszniczych w Polsce, Litwie, Łotwie i Estonii, była możliwa także dzięki Pani osobistemu zaangażowaniu.
The strategic adaptation of the North Atlantic Alliance, which resulted, among others, in the 2016 NATO summit's decision to establish enhanced forward presence in Poland, Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia, was possible also thanks to your personal commitment.
Nasza ścisła współpraca w zakresie bezpieczeństwa i obrony znalazła swój wyraz m.in. w powstaniu polsko-litewsko-ukraińskiej brygady w Lublinie oraz wielonarodowego dowództwa Dywizji Północ-Wschód w Elblągu, odpowiedzialnego za obronę przesmyku suwalskiego.
One example of our close security and defense cooperation is the standing up of the Polish-Lithuanian-Ukrainian Brigade in Lublin and the multinational division Northeast Headquarters in Elbląg, responsible for defending the Suwałki Gap.
Poprzez wspólne działania Polski i Litwy w sferze bezpieczeństwa udowadniała Pani, że możliwa jest skuteczna współpraca w sprawach o znaczeniu fundamentalnym.
Through Polish and Lithuanian joint actions in the security sphere, you have proven that it is possible to cooperate effectively in matters of fundamental importance.
Pani zasługi dla współdziałania w naszym regionie nie ograniczają się do spraw bezpieczeństwa i obronności.
However, your credit for cooperation in our region goes beyond security and defense-related matters.
Była Pani aktywnym uczestnikiem i ważnym filarem bukaresztańskiej dziewiątki oraz inicjatywy Trójmorza.
You have been an active participant and a significant pillar of the B9 format and of the Three Seas initiative.
Mam też w żywej pamięci wizytę Pani Prezydent w lutym tego roku z okazji 450-lecia Unii Lubelskiej.
And beyond that, I have vivid recollections of your visit, Madam President, to Poland this February to commemorate the 450th anniversary of the establishment of the Union of Lublin.
Mogliśmy wtedy wspólnie z satysfakcją stwierdzić, że nie tylko relacje między naszymi krajami są coraz bliższe, ale także Polacy i Litwini postrzegają siebie jako bliskie sobie narody. Jest również w tym wielka Pani zasługa.
It gave us an opportunity to observe with satisfaction that it's not only the relations between our two states that are getting ever closer, but this closeness refers also to the Poles and the Lithuanians who consider themselves really close nations. And there is a great credit for that goes to you, Madam President.
Dziękuję Pani Prezydent za lata współpracy z Polską i z całym naszym regionem. Życzę Pani dalszych sukcesów w działalności publicznej, która, jestem o tym głęboko przekonany, nie ustanie i serdecznie gratuluję tego szczególnego i w pełni zasłużonego wyróżnienia, jakim jest Nagroda Rycerza Wolności. Z wyrazami szacunku i sympatii, Andrzej Duda.
Madam President, I thank you for the years of cooperation with Poland and with the whole of our region. I wish you further successes in your public engagements, which, as I firmly believe, are not going to cease, and I warmly congratulate you on receiving this unique and fully deserved distinction, the Knight of Freedom Award. With best regards and warm greetings, the President of the Republic of Poland.
Thank you very much.
For some people it's easy. Ladies and gentlemen, we have new Knight with us, and I think we feel much safer. And I believe it might be useful for your future endeavors in politics, public life, hope not in private, but with the neighbors you have around Baltic states, you never know. I would like to ask you to, if you would like to take the floor, and let me keep it for a second. Yes, please.
So everything was so serious and sounds very seriously. Then I watching myself 10 years ago, and during these 10 years, of course, everything is serious, but sometimes it looks that it was just a movie and not real. The life was even more difficult, even more interesting and important. Together with Poland and in the region, we will celebrate the 30 years of our regaining of independence. Last year, we celebrated 100 years independence centenary, 5 countries. We used this time of opportunity, window of opportunity 100 years ago to break for freedom again from Bolshevik Russia at that time. Now we are celebrating break from Soviet Russia times. So history not easy for us in the region, but we are very fortunate because today we're celebrating also Poland 20 years, we celebrating 15 years of our membership in NATO with our transatlantic partners. For us, it means not only security. For us, it means freedom and guarantee our freedom. And why we are so eager together to invest into our security and defense. And probably we are a very good pupil in the NATO Partners Club because we are spending 2% already. And we will. We are remodeling our armies. We fight for defense plans. We fight for EFP presence on our territories. Now, in all 4 countries, Poland and Baltic states, there is 23 members of NATO presented. Of course, in rotational form, but 23. So we made awareness very high that the eastern flank of NATO is very important and needs to be invested into our security, especially because after the Second World War, the transfer and the concentration in the west of especially transatlantic and American troops now is better to be shifted a little bit east because danger is moved from the west, from Germany, from Italy, towards our region, especially after Crimea occupation. So really, Russia and Putin helped us in the way that we know we have no need anymore to repeat to our West partners that our region is important, challenged, and the neighbor is still predictably aggressive. And not only towards Ukraine, but predictably aggressive towards everybody who is not in line of their minds, not in line of their thoughts, and not occupied or dependent. And only for thoughts of independence, only for songs of independence, we always have been under pressure, or economic blockade, or energy, aggressive behavior with prices. Today, we're facing cyber attacks. Lithuania annually receives 65,000 cyber attacks for everything. Electricity grids, government, non-governmental institutions, even media is under cyber attacks. Television, ideological drills. So in reality, we are in non-conventional war. Conventionally, no. We are very clear declaring, together with our partners, that no way, better not touch us. We are ready ourselves, and we're ready to go with partners to defend ourselves. And that declaration is very clear and visible. But unconventional measures are very difficult to fight. For that, you need to not only to see the attack, to understand and to dismantle immediately. One of examples. Then German troops 3 years ago landed to Lithuania. The first report and escalation in the Russian media was Germans again occupying Lithuania. But of course our people reacted opposite. In a week time, again the message, German soldier raped Lithuanian girl. We checked the name, there is no such name in Lithuania at all. But it takes preparedness. It takes commitment for our people to recognize attack, to recognize lie, and to dismantle it. And that's our everyday life. But we know it, and we know how to deal with it, and this inspires us to be more secure and to invest more in our security. And why so important in our region, such conferences, and especially non-governmental institutions? Presidents are coming and going, of course, in democratic states. Governments in democratic states are coming and going and changing. But non-governmental initiatives, the civic initiatives, that's the strength of society, especially to resist unconventional instruments from not very friendly neighbors. And our historical place, we are not able to change. Of course, it's a pity that our historical neighbors is still the same and behave the same. Nothing changes in centuries. But in centuries, we're used to live in such a neighborhood. We used to have our state. We used to have our freedoms, sometimes interrupted, but we all the time fighting for it. And today, we're free, we're democratic, we're prosperous. And let them see it. Without their help, or sometimes with their help, because we know how they're helping us, and we know how to fight it back. And with your support of transatlantic partners, we all stay together and we're strong together. And that's our declaration for freedom. So I'm very happy that you are so many here, you are listening to what we say, you are studying our region, you see how we live, that we are not afraid, that we know where we live, and we're proud of our freedoms, of our democracies, and we're proud of our people. So thank you very much.